floor with them and not allow it to be a close, slow game. They want to get out and really run this team out off the floor.
Two teams trending in opposite directions. Hawaii has won 5 in a row. CSUN has lost 5 straight, and it is Hawaii initially securing the tip, but Noel Coleman stepped on the sideline, and it is Matador basketball here to get us going. The Hawaiian Financial starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Hawaii going with the lineup of Junior Madut, Noel Coleman, Bernardo da Silva, who has just added so much since coming back from injury for this team, Jerome DeRosier, and Kamaka Hepa. Pretty much the standard first 5 when all is well and good here for these Rainbow Warriors. CSUN, well, they have been challenged, hit hard by the injury bug, already suffering a lot of losses from last year's squad. As losing control there was Elijah Hardy, transfer from Portland State. Leads CSUN in assists, steals, and defensive rebounds. Lost the ball there, though, and the Rainbow Warriors control. Oh, that pass, though, into the post, broken up by Darius Bean. Good anticipation there. Matadors coming off of a 72-45 loss to UC Santa Barbara, who's expected to come in here Saturday. That game took place a couple nights ago. CSUN actually only trailed by 2 at halftime. And then it would be all gauchos after the intermission. Still scoreless, almost a minute in. And a foul on the arm of Junior Madut. Good cut without the basketball, and a good find there out of the post by Bernardo da Silva.
Yeah, real nice cut by Junior Madut going down the lane, and CSUN was not going to give up a dunk. As you watch this now, good cut down, good delivery of the ball by Bernardo, and a definite foul.
Darius Bean picking up the foul, and so here's Junior Madut. He has started all 14 games this year. Breaks the ice with that free throw, averaging 11 points a game, second on the team in assists, shooting 80% from the free throw line. This guy has just been steady here this season. A little long with it, but an offensive board secured by Bernardo da Silva. Madut could not handle the pass in the corner, was kind of thinking of the moves before he secured the ball.
When the pass was coming, he saw that baseline wide open. I think he saw a flush that he could have done. Didn't control the basketball.
As we look at Aran Ganat in his 7th season, I think all onlookers are starting to describe this Hawaii team as maybe being his most complete squad since his first year, the 2015-16 team that made history with the first ever NCAA tournament win for the program. Good riser there. Atten Wright, 6'1" sophomore from Lakewood, California. He has elevated his game with all of the injuries. He's the top scorer on the team, averaging almost 13 a game. And good defense being played right now by the Matadors. Not playing Matador defense so far here early on.
We looked at the Matadors as they were introduced, and they looked kind of laid back. All of a sudden, they're bringing a little energy to the floor in this ball game. So Rainbow Warriors have to come out and impose their will, or this could turn into a little dogfight.
Good look at Trent Johnson. Interim head coach took over from Mark Godfrey. It was a pretty calamitous situation. Godfrey was there for several years, but amid potential NCAA rules violations and an investigation, he was put on administrative leave as Noel Coleman left all alone. So we were just gushing on the CSUN defense, and then they leave Hawaii's top scorer at 16 points a game. They leave him wide open.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster right there.
Yeah, getting back to the Godfrey situation, so facing some of those NCAA issues, as the jumper is hit by Bean, and some of that even stemmed back to Godfrey's time at NC State.
Yeah, that's the trail is following him.
So CSUN really in a dire circumstance, and it was the summertime already. They're able to find Trent Johnson, who comes out of retirement to take on the interim job.
And he's had great success. When you talk about Trent Johnson, he's been coach of the year in the SEC, in the Pac-12, and in the WAC.
That's right.
How many guys can say they can do that?
Oh, the flush. Bernardo da Silva, some incredible interior passing by the Bows, and they're up a bucket. What, 9-5 overall, 4-0 in the Big West Conference. As da Silva is able to strip Fidelis Okereke down low. It'll stay here with the Matadors.
Yeah, look at Jerome with a nice bounce pass to Kamaka, and then he throws another bounce pass to Bernardo. So it's a hockey assist and an assist.
Down to 10 seconds on this possession here for CSUN. It was deflected out of bounds. It will stay in the possession of the Matadors. You mentioned Hawaii 4-0 in the Big West Conference. They do have a conference win against UC San Diego, but that one does not count in the Big West standings because UC San Diego is still transitioning to full-time membership. Hepa denying the shot by Bean, but he turns it right back over. Atten Wright can't hit the runner, and Hepa able to immediately atone with the rebound.
Wow, what a great defensive play by Hepa on that jump shot. And CSUN is showing some tenacity.
And some quick hands by Elijah Hardy. Already 3 early turnovers for Hawaii. Turning it over about 13 times per game. Okereke. Cross court. Now Bean just inside the arc splashes the jumper. We're knotted at 6, a little over 4 minutes in.
And if you're Trent Johnson, you're saying this is what we want. We want to control tempo, keep the game close, get a media timeout, talk to my guys, say that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Hepa on the baseline. Ball not hitting the floor except on the bounce pass. De Silva returning the favor to Kamaka Hepa for the punch. Hepa averaging 8.8 points per game. Also the team leader in blocked shots. This lineup where they have Kamaka Hepa at 6'10", playing the 3 position has paid dividends for Hawaii this year.
Yeah, it makes it very difficult on guys 6'4", 6'5".
Okereke too strong with the left hand. And the rebound tugged down by DeRosier. Inside out dribble by Coleman. Finds Junior. Back to Coleman in that open corner. That time couldn't hit it, but Madut going up the elevator for the board. Little interior passing results in a De Silva lay-in.
Well, the problem with CSUN right now is they have not gotten a rebound in this basketball game, and you cannot play without rebounding. Hawaii has just dominated them on the glass, 7 rebounds to none.
Already 4 assists for Hawaii on all 4 made field goals as a tough shot is made. Courtesy Darius Bean, a transfer from Northern Illinois where he spent 2 seasons. Still has 2 years of eligibility.
He's got a little game to him.
Some speed on the floor here, at least for this first 5 for CSUN. But not accounting for that backdoor cut. Hepa from De Silva. And these 2 guys, they've been doing a dance here early.
Well, the big fellas are they're playing well together. The high-lows are cutting, and they're throwing excellent passes.
And now 5 made field goals for Hawaii, all assisted upon. Atten Wright the pull-up, and that's good. Averaging 12.7 points per game. He's 10th in the Big West Conference in scoring. De Silva. DeRosier lets the 3 fly and rattles it home. How good has Jerome DeRosier been this season for Hawaii?
I think he's been so solid. And just what Rainbow Warriors needed was a veteran guy to come in and play under control and know what he can do, and he does it real well.
CSUN showing the ability to share the rock as well. The setup from Wright to Okereke for the jam. Hawaii starting with a 75% field goal rate here in this game. 6 of 8 from the floor. CSUN not bad, 6 of 10. DeRosier off the mark on that 3. And CSUN could not secure what would have been its first rebound of this first half. We have our first timeout. Hawaii up 3. How about the rebounding category, though, Art?
Yeah, it's incredible. Rainbow Warriors with 8 rebounds, 4 offense, 4 defensive. And CSUN, they've got donuts right now. They have not 1 rebound.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it really is.
7 minutes into the game, Javon McClanahan And Zorned checking in here for the Bows.
What a story Zorned has been for this season. Walk on, he's played himself into being a real Division I player and he's doing a nice job for him.
Yeah, and one of the first guys off the bench. That was close to being off of DeRosier after the overplay by Brendan Herrick, who just checked in. The holdover from the previous coaching regime, the great nephew of national champion coach Jim Herrick, who was actually on the CSUN staff under Godfrey. 3 seconds to shoot. De Silva. Oh, he's got such a nice touch from that mid-range.
Yeah, De Silva he's starting to realize the potential that everyone spoke about a couple years ago. And it's nice to see him. I think the more he plays, the better he's going to be.
Well, the proof is in the pudding, right? He's averaging 12 and 8. But the Rainbows are 7 and 1 in games in which he's played. Probably no better stat than that right there. There he goes, grabbing the rebound.
So keep him on the floor, Coach.
It's a good idea, I'd say.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate because Mate Cholina was playing pretty well, and now he's back. He'll share some minutes, I'm sure, with Bernardo.
Yeah, Mate Cholina looking to check in. He has been out for over 5 weeks due to safety and health protocols. And so that is a wonderful image to see him knelt down at the scorer's table. De Silva tried to cheat on that pass, and Christian Gray, a transfer from Fresno State, was able to make him pay. And there's a look at Mate.
Nice just to see him up.
Oh, man, he was in some tough shape from what we are told. Lost some weight. Has had to work really hard to get himself game ready. As McClanahan lost the handle. Lead pass. It's right. Double clutch in the air. Bothered by Jerome DeRosier.
DeRosier did a nice job of just going straight up. Did not go into the offensive player. Great defensive effort.
McClanahan, he's been doing this really well as of late.
And he continues to do it well.
At a career high 4 made threes, was 4 or 5 from the floor. Outside the arc against UC Irvine in that impressive Hawaii win a couple weeks back. In the previous 5 games, he was 9 for 12, and he hits his first attempt here tonight. And here he is now in transition. Coleman from the elbow. The rebound to Hardy. That's just the second rebound for the Matadors, being out-rebounded 11-2 here for the first 10 minutes of this half. Zorned, the poke away, the takeaway. Kicks it to Coleman, 3 up, 3 down.
What a great play by Zorned. Realized he was not going to outrun the defenders with the dribble, so he found the trailer. And why not give it to the guy who strokes the jumper as well as Noel Coleman does?
Hawaii 4 for 7 from the land of 3. They're on a 6-0 run. They lead by 9 here. Matadors coming in 5-13 overall, 1-5 in the Big West Conference. They've lost 5 straight games. Shot clock down to 2. Wright was able to get a shot up almost miraculously past Noel Coleman and draws the foul. Bucket doesn't go, but we'll have free throws on the other side of this break. Conference play, and then prior to that in non-conference play, you saw that was in the teens.
No count.
That's right.
No count.
Non-conference.
Yeah.
Wow, and he hit his first 3-point attempt here in this one.
And it makes you feel good because he struggled a little bit this past season shooting the basketball, but now he's starting to show that his ability to shoot the deep ball, and he's playing with extreme confidence, like this whole team.
Mate Cholina on the floor. That's a good sight to see. And Morolato also checking in for Hawaii as Atten Wright hits a couple of free throws out of the timeout. And that actually ended a scoreless drought of 2 minutes and 12 seconds. I'm going to try to post up Mate here. Back to the basket against Okereke. Got blocked by Okereke. Zorned able to chase it down in the corner, but that cross-court pass deflected away. Hawaii leading by 7, but the turnovers have been a bit of an issue. Already a half dozen here for Hawaii.
You want to stay locked in if you're the Rainbow Warriors and really execute. Get your game together so you can continue to improve. Even though you're winning a lot of games, you still want to get better every game.
Tough shot there by Wright. Hawaii will bring it the other way. Lead pass, Cholina down low on the baseline.
And Mate is just trying to get his game legs because you cannot simulate it in practice.
Well, they're reposting him here. And he lost it out of bounds. Yeah, that's exactly right. The sea legs have to be recalibrated here for Mate Cholina.
Well, and remember, he is coming off of a health issue that he's never experienced before, like a lot of people. And he's just trying to gain his strength back in his legs. And he's got a guy that's about 250 leaning on him, so it's not easy.
Yeah. Fidelis Okereke, he looks the part. I mean, he is put together. Here is Herrick for 3. A 27% three-point shooter. Last touched out of bounds by Okereke, who checks in at 6'6", 240 pounds. He is a sophomore out of Carson, California, 6th in the Big West Conference. Madut off the curl, and that on cue got thrown out of bounds by Okereke.
Did you tell him that you were going to speak on it, and he needs to oblige you by doing just what you spoke about?
Or so here on the Lower Manoa campus. Of course, tomorrow, the new head football coach for the University of Hawaii, Timmy Chang, is going to be formally introduced here in the islands en route. Last we checked from Reno earlier today. So very, again, newsworthy times, very exciting times here at the University of Hawaii. Here's Kamaka Hepa. And Kolu.
The Rainbow Warriors are starting to roll right now.
CSUN trailing by 10. They've not made a field goal in over 4 minutes.
This is a big possession for them.
A couple more reserves on the floor. Herrick couldn't get it beyond this outstretched arm of Hepa, but somehow got it back and laid it in. Seven minutes to play here in the first frame. Here's Mate for 3. A little strong there. And CSUN will slow it down. This is part of the game plan for the Matadors. They like to slow the tempo down. They're averaging just 65 possessions per 40 minutes, which puts them coming in 325th out of 358 teams in terms of tempo, according to KenPom.com.
Well, a lot of that is because they don't have a lot of, Coach Johnson didn't have a lot of time to get his stuff in.
Hardy's 3 off the mark. Yeah, that is absolutely by design. You know, they feel like they're missing so much in the way of injuries and available bodies. They're trying to shorten the game. And so far, it has allowed them to kind of stay involved here early against the heavily favored Rainbows. Junior Madut, though, extends the lead.
And that type of play just breaks your heart if you're playing defense, because you're close to your guy. You don't expect him to just rise up and knock down a 3 like that. That can hurt your feelings.
Hawaii shooting 38% from downtown on the season. They're 6 of 10 from out there here so far in this one.
Well, I think the Rainbow Warriors have proven this is not a fluke. They are a good shooting team.
Kalen Raines, tough fadeaway shot. He wanted a foul, no such call. Just one personal foul apiece here between these two teams tonight. They've been letting them play. Mass substitutions ready to check in here for both teams. Under 10 to shoot. Hepa, step back from the baseline, couldn't get the roll. Loose ball finally retrieved there by Kalen Raines, sophomore out of San Diego. Here's is Marcel Stevens, originally a walk-on for the CSUN squad. He has actually started 2 games this year. Okereke gets bumped along the way, and that'll go against Mate Cholina. Just the second personal foul called against the Rainbow Warriors. So we got 3 subs in for Hawaii, 4 coming in for the Matadors.
The Matadors put everybody they had on the bench in.
Well, Okereke is walking off the floor. It's not a shooting foul, they have determined. And so they will inbound. So that does allow him, as opposed to if he were shooting free throws, to head to the bench.
Wow, that wasn't a shooting foul, huh?
That was the determination. Hardy lines up the three. Rosier able to tap it to Coleman. Here's Madhu. Heat check. Just off the mark, and Bean rises high for the board. Miles James, number 33 in the game. You're going to get it in low to Christian Gray, working against De Silva. And a good tough finish there by Gray. A grad transfer, as mentioned, from Fresno State, where he was part of the Bulldog program from 2018 to 2021. Spent 2 years prior to that at Salt Lake Community College. Some experienced player, exactly what Trent Johnson needed with this shorthanded roster. Here's DeRosier, good setup from Coleman, but it rims out. CSUN, on their roster, they have missed a combined 66 games due to injuries. I mean, it is unbelievable, including at least 3 projected starters. Their top returnee, all Big West second teamer Darius Brown II, who suffered a season-ending knee injury against Fresno State back in early December.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Johnson's wondering, should I have really come out of retirement or semi-retirement?
We got to get a shot up. It's Bean. Doesn't hit rim. That's a shot clock violation. 3:13 left to play here in the first half. It's Hawaii by 9 over the Matadors. Team here in this season that could prove to be pretty special the way they're playing.
Yep, they're playing extremely well, and they're shooting the basketball. That's the beauty of this team. They're shooting it from deep really well. Even tonight, they're 6 out of 12 from three-point land. That's great basketball shooting.
Sharing the ball well. In addition, as that one is last touched by McClanahan, Hawaii has assisted on 8 of their made 11 field goals, but they have 8 turnovers.
Yeah, that's something that the coaching staff can talk about at halftime.
I'm willing to bet that's what we hear from Iran Kanat going into the locker room.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be. And that's good. You've got to have teaching points, especially going to the locker room.
Well, he may have been partially blocked by Madut, and here he is now crossing mid-court. Well, CSUN has certainly played hard here. They brought some energy to the floor, which is all that Trent Johnson can at least initially ask for. But how do you account for that? De Silva over the left shoulder, smooching it off of the glass.
Yeah, and Gray was banging him with his physical body, and it didn't matter.
Hawaii by 11. Tough shot at and right. Got it to go. Some 4-on-4 crime. Number 4 for CSUN. Getting that J over number 4 for Hawaii, Noel Coleman. Rosier looking to hand it off. 10 seconds to shoot. Here's Coleman. 3 seconds, got it poked away. Picks it up to beat the shot clock. Does not hit rim, and it'll be a violation.
A moment ago, Bernardo De Silva showing that he's got a strong body as well. Gray is playing him tough. Banker off the glass, and then CSUN comes back. And like you said, 4 against 4, he knocks down the jumper.
Turning into a fun little matchup there.
Yeah, right against Coleman.
Right with 8 points, Coleman with 6. Here he is again, driving in on Noel. Couldn't follow up his miss. Coleman with the numbers here. McClanahan for 3! Splash! timeout has been signaled. Although Trent Johnson up a dozen, 34-22. Javon McClanahan, who's now 2 for 2 from downtown. And that is such a game changer. I mean, this guy came in with the reputation of being able to shoot the three out of Sheridan Junior College in Wyoming, and he is now living up to that reputation. And if you are an opposing coach and you're game planning for Hawaii, where do you start with 5 guys on the floor at any given time that can all shoot the basketball?
Yeah, you got to have a team that will be committed 100% to playing good man-to-man defense, but also good team defense. And you see the way the Rainbows right now are extending things. They are locked in on the defensive end.
5 to shoot. Euro step Hardy blocked by Bernardo.
And De Silva is someone that's really difficult to get the ball over.
And just 1 second remaining on the shot clock. Got to get it up. And hitting the rim at least was Darius Bean. That was an accomplishment unto itself.
No question.
About a 15-second difference between the clocks, and McClanahan lost it out of bounds. That's going to be turnover number 10 for the Bows.
Well, that will be something for sure that we'll hear from Scotty when he's talking with Coach. He's playing really, really good basketball and has been a big-time difference. Now, a lot of that is because he was forced into playing more minutes, and that has helped him become more effective as a player.
Love the 3 assists to go along with that last block shot as well. A 5-second differential now between the game clock and shot clock. CSUN just trying to hang here.
If they can get a shot to fall here going into the locker room, they'll go in feeling okay about themselves.
Hardy, bounce pass. It's Gray. Got it to go and 1.
That's huge. That's huge. He knocks this down. It will be less than 10 into the locker room unless Hawaii can get a big bucket with 12 seconds to go.
Foul called against Bernardo De Silva, his first. So here is Christian Gray at the line. He's to take another look at that finish.
Good call. He built body contact.
As mentioned, Gray, a grad student, studying recreation and tourism management at CSUN. 61% free throw shooter, trying to complete the 3-point play. High archer off the heel. Long rebound, McClanahan. Hawaii with the numbers. It's De Silva to the hoop. Finishes in traffic. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. The heave back. Almost got it to go. And that's how the first 20 minutes comes to a close here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Hawaii assists on
conferences too. That's not small-time basketball. Those are big-time basketball conferences, and for him to get Coach of the Year in 3 different conferences, I think he knows a little bit about the game of basketball.
Yeah, and passing it on to his son Terry is an assistant on this staff, coming over after several years at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So a bit of a family affair for the Johnsons as we begin second half action. Kanoa Leahy along with Artie Wilson. Hawaii shooting 53.8% from downtown. That's been one of the storylines here. And we have an early whistle. Didn't get a lot in the way of whistles, at least personal foul calls in that first half. Only 4 personal fouls total, but an early one here against Darius Bean.
And if you're a player, all you want is for the game to be officiated the same way in the second half that it was in the first half.
Coleman on the drive. Absorbs the contact. He went down hard. A good bit of sportsmanship there. Atten Wright going over and helping assist Kamaka Hefa and bringing Noel Coleman to his feet. And it's going to be a foul on Wright, and that's going to send Noel Coleman to the free throw line where he's shooting 76% here this season. Second in the Big West Conference in scoring at 16 a game. 11th in the NCAA in three-point percentage coming into this game, 45.7% from beyond the arc. This guy has just upgraded his game in such a huge way. He's leveled up in a pretty profound manner here this season.
Yeah, it's been very, very special.
He goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line there.
What I like about him is he doesn't force the situation. He lets the game come to him. He's not out searching for points. And at the end of the ball game, he's getting 14, 15, 16 points at least.
You're right. You don't see him taking a lot of questionable shots.
Yeah, and he's not searching for it. He's not trying to force the issue at all.
Time perhaps the issue forced by Atten Wright, but CSUN retains possession. Ball didn't hit the rim, though, so shot clock down to 8. Okereke backing in on Madut, has the size advantage. Madut tries to absorb the charge, and then Okereke misses the bunny, but a flop warning is going to go against Madut.
And Junior, he said, now, look, watch this now. Junior is going back as soon as that body hits him. Watch it again. That's a great call right there.
Yeah. Somewhere Sharif Dramé is smiling watching that play.
Sharif would have never made it in college basketball if the rules were in effect right now.
He goes out of bounds.
He would have been thrown out of every league.
So there's another turnover here for Hawaii. That's number 11. Pull up here by Darius Bean.
Bean has a game.
Yeah, he's shown some stuff here so far in this one. Averaged 9 points a game last year for NIU, Northern Illinois. De Silva finds Hepa for 3. Off the heel, no. Offensive board, De Silva. And a defensive foul is going to go against Bean, so a little higher frequency of foul calls here early in this second half. That's number 3 on Bean. And as you mentioned, he has been impressive at times here tonight.
They can ill afford to lose him.
Yeah, he has 8 points. That's tied with Atten Wright for a team high here so far.
Yeah, they need him on the floor, so he cannot pick up another foul. He's got to play smarter basketball now on the defensive end. Can't reach in.
Hands here defensively for the Matadors. Under 10 to shoot. Coleman to Hepa. He'll let the 3 fly. Off the heel, no. Another long offensive board for De Silva. Hop, skips, and jumps his way to the rack.
Bernardo's just having it his way.
Coming into this game shooting at a 59% clip from the field, and you're seeing why. He is just doing everything around the rim. Almost came up with the block shot there. Rebound to Rosier. If Hawaii pushes, they'll have the advantage. Bernardo De Silva, double-double alert, 12.7 boards. Pass deflected. And De Silva. It's all good right now for Bernardo.
Bernardo saying, just give me the ball, fellas. I've got my mojo working. He's doing work.
And that
clearly doing work.
A CSUN timeout. Bernardo De Silva has just been something else.
What a weapon the Rainbow Warriors have now in this guy who can flat out just get it done. He is just exceptional. He's not taking a lot of shots. He's 7 out of 8 from the field. And that's just great basketball. Got 14.7 rebounds.
A sophomore. Rio das Ostras, Brazil.
Yeah, he's still a puppy in a lot of ways.
2019 graduate of Wasatch Academy in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Good finish there for the Matadors. That was Kalen Raines.
Yeah, Raines, that's a good take to the basket. I can hear your dad right now saying Bernardo De Silva, a good Portuguese guy. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. He fits in well around these parts. Six seconds to shoot. DeRosier late in the shot clock. Kicks it to Hepa. Steps inside the arc. Gets it off just in time. And beats the buzzer. The officials are going to check to confirm, it appears. But in live action,
Download the all-new Spectrum News app exclusively for Spectrum customers. Your community connection.
Welcome back. So the official review prompted the media timeout as we get back to action. 16 minutes there and about remaining here in this second half.
Download the all-new Spectrum News app exclusively for Spectrum customers. Your community connection.
Welcome back. So the official review prompted the media timeout as we get back to action. 16 minutes there and about remaining here in this second half. Several subs out there for CSUN. And we're going to have a foul against Noel Coleman trying to track Atten Wright. Plow through that Miles James screen. When we mentioned all the losses for CSUN from last year's roster, not only was there a turnover in the coaching staff with interim head coach Trent Johnson, but they also lost Big West Conference Newcomer of the Year, TJ Starks.
Yeah, he was a big-time player.
Yeah, one of the top scorers in the country, averaged almost 22 a game. There's that shot by Christian Gray off the mark. He decided to turn pro, actually currently playing in Lithuania. Also had several players lost to the transfer portal, which is a pretty common storyline in the offseason, really, for every program.
Yeah, but when you lose your coach, or you know the coach is going, you have a tendency to want to get out of there.
The Rosier, great bullet pass underneath to Junior Madud. Then CSUN had to face all of the injury problems. They have a couple of players. Nick Herman, a freshman from San Diego, California. Lance Coleman II, who was another top returnee. Two projected starters, according to Trent Johnson. They haven't even played this year. Also, they lost Darius Brown, as mentioned, to a knee injury in December. He was their top returnee and all Big West Conference player. The birthday boy for three. Doesn't get the birthday bounce, and a foul called against DeRosier. And so if you're Trent Johnson, I mean, it is a challenge just to field a team for practice. He said that they have been down to as few as 4 or 5 players in the practice gym.
Yeah, it's tough. It's been really tough. And this is a guy coming out of he doesn't like to use the word retirement, but he's coming back to lend a hand. And the one thing you can say about these guys, they play hard. I mean, they're down, but they're still battling, and he hasn't lost them as a team. They're playing hard.
Free ball off the mark by Raines. Follow up by Gray. There may have been some contact, no whistle. And Madud picking up the dribble near half court. And Trent Johnson, he says, a lot of people describe him because he's been in the game for so long, as DeRosier got that one blocked out of bounds by Herrick. Herrick actually second on the team in block shots at 6'5". But Trent Johnson says, no, don't refer to me as old school. He says the phrase he likes to use is real school.
Real, yeah.
I tell it like it is. He's seen it from all angles. And you're right about the retirement word. Not really his thing. Said a lot of people were saying, hey, look, you coached for many years, got a lot of money stashed away. Maybe just live off that. He said, I've also been married for 41 years.
Yeah, you don't have money when you're married 41 years. I love that. And you know what? He's in his 60s. There's nothing wrong with coaching until you're 75 or so if you're still healthy and able.
Great finish there by Atten Wright. The lead is 16 here for the Bows. Looking to extend the win streak to 6. It will be the longest win streak since the 2015-2016 season when they won 8 in a row. That shot by McClanahan off the mark. Zorned, the follow no. Da Silva cleans up the spill.
Wow. Bernardo is he's just dominating tonight.
Well, it makes for, and don't want to fast forward too much here with 13 minutes plus left in this game, but makes for what could be a very intriguing matchup and battle of the bigs on Saturday with Amadou Sow coming down, at least scheduled to do so for UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah, if he gets on the airplane, it'd be nice to see that battle on Saturday.
Multiple time All Big West Conference selection. And Jerome DeRosier hit on the head as he pulled in that rebound. Hawaii out-rebounding CSUN 31-12. UC Santa Barbara, they've been going through the COVID ringer, so to speak. Prior to their game Tuesday against these Matadors, they had 5 of 7 games canceled.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So they're still very much uncertain as to which players and how many will be able to board the plane here to the islands. Of course, Santa Barbara, the reigning conference regular season and tournament champions. 5 seconds on the shot clock. DeRosier lost the handle. Good lead pass. The drop off. Okereke draws the whistle. Cholina picks up his second foul. And they're going to say that that was in the act. So Fidelis Okereke going to the free throw line. Developed into a starter down the stretch last year for Mark Godfrey, who joked that Okereke actually probably compares better to, using an LA team reference, an LA Rams defensive end.
Yeah.
When you look at that, look at that build, it's pretty accurate. Of course, big game for the Rams here this weekend, huh?
Yeah, what do you think? Rams or 49ers?
I have too many 49er friends if I were to... and I got too many Rams friends either.
Yeah,
I don't want to...
Be careful. Yeah. You're sitting next to
I don't want to make enemies of anybody.
Somebody just yelled out Rams and almost gave you stink eye. I mean, seriously.
Cholina missing the turnaround. Coleman, strong drive, got hit midair. He hit the ground hard, and looks like Okereke will pick up a foul.
I don't know if he knows how to foul softly.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, games for a young man, 16 and 9. He's got to get back in and get that double-double. But look, 8 out of 9 from the field.
And they had a strong double-double in the win over Irvine a couple weeks back. 16 points, 12 rebounds. And that was with one of the top big men in the Big West Conference on the floor in Colin Velp. And Coleman able to go 2 for 2 from the line. How about this discrepancy? Rebounds, Hawaii with the 32-14 advantage, and assists, Hawaii with a 12-2 advantage.
Yeah, CSUN's not getting a lot out of any offensive sets. Their individual players are making plays.
And getting the friendly bounce was Elijah Hardy. Actually started his college career at Washington. Played 40 games over 2 years for head coach Mike Hopkins before transferring to Portland State, where he played in 20 games a year ago, averaged 7 per.
Portland State, isn't that where Jean Marie is there now? I think he went to Portland State after he got into the transfer portal.
That is correct. Whistle going to go against CSUN here. And that's going to be Darius Bean. And that's number 4 for him.
No, that's huge. And you can't afford to take him out of the game, because he's such an offensive weapon for you.
Here's Cholina, deep position. Got it to go. The bruise and the bucket. And welcome back, Mate.
Big Mate gets his bucket. There's very few players, as you look at this pass inside, good bounce pass from Javon, and Mate just takes it up over the smaller defender. But there's very few players that play on the team that everybody on the team just really enjoys.
Yeah.
And Mate is that guy.
Yeah, they rally around this guy. From the coaches to the last member of the training staff.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, he comes over, he wants to talk to you every game. COVID's been hard because he loves to come over and give you 5 and talk to you. We can't do that, Monte.
Yeah. And he's able to get the poke away there, but only momentarily. Bean with the shot off the mark, and last touched out of bounds by CSUN. Hawaii leading the all-time series with the Matadors 16-8, 8-3 advantage in Honolulu, although the teams have actually split the 2-game series each of the last 4 years, including last season when they played 2 in California, and those were some battles. CSUN won on night 2 in overtime after Hawaii claimed the 1-point victory the first night.
Oh, Kamaka Hepler, birthday boy, getting called for a foul.
I mean, come on. The refs have to know it's his birthday. You can't call a foul on him.
Especially that kind of foul.
Closing in on 10 minutes to play. Couple of crossover moves there by Bean. Bounce pass to Herrick. Couldn't hang on to it. Hawaii playing some D, and that's been the name of the game here during this win streak. If you look at just the 4 official Big West wins for Hawaii, they're not allowing their opponents to score by average over 60, 59.5 points in their scoring defense. Scoring margin of over 9 points. Their field goal percentage defense, 36%. I mean, it has just been shackle time for this Hawaii D. And in fact, they've held each of their last 4 opponents under 60 points. It's the first time it's been done since 1982.
Yeah. This team is, they're doing a job on the defensive end. And if they can continue to do that and shoot the ball the way they've been shooting it, they might be one of the absolute best in the Big West at the end of the year.
Here's Lotto driving baseline. Oh, and he got tied up in midair. They're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to send it the other way.
Great effort by Lotto, taking it hard to the baseline. Great job by the defender. Let's watch it again. Well, I'm sure Coach Ron Bennett is thinking that was all body on the foul, but the officials saw it the other way.
Oh, look at Mate laying out. Ten seconds to shoot on this possession. Right. Tough fadeaway 3-ball. And the rebound off to Madut. Lead pass, Lotto. Couldn't hang on to it. Hardy the other way. And right, going to slow it up a little bit. Had an open look. Instead, they work it in low to Christian Gray. And how about that for some discipline there by the Matadors? So if Hawaii holds CSUN under 60, that would make, as mentioned, 5 straight opponents that have not been able to score 60 points against Hawaii. And that would be the first time that that's been accomplished in program history.
So this will be an opportunity for some first.
We got a little conversation going on between Amaro Lotto and Atten Wright. Wright hit the deck pretty hard on that last trip down the floor on defense.
Yeah, well, that was a screen by Mate Cholina.
And Lotto sort of taking the mantle of the communication. How about the finish there by Gray?
Hey, that's big man Gray. That's a big man finish right there.
And again, some body contact, no whistle. And Ron Ganot's going to signal for a timeout. 7:47 left to play in this game. Mate Cholina has missed over 5 weeks due to health and safety protocol. But, I mean, his spirit is palpable when he's out on the floor and giving maximum effort, as we saw just moments ago, diving for that loose basketball.
Yeah, he only knows how to play one way.
That's right.
And that's at 65 miles an hour in a 30.
That's right. Here is Bernardo da Silva back on the floor. Got tied up there. Okereke going to pick up the foul. And da Silva going to go to the free throw line to try to add to an already impressive stat line. 16 points, 9 rebounds for Bernardo da Silva. 8 of 9 from the field. This will be his first trip to the charity stripe here tonight. He goes along with it. He is human.
Did you talk about his field goal percent or free throw percentage?
I said it was the first time he was going to the line. There's nothing there.
Okay.
What are you trying to do here?
I don't know. Could be
trying to shape some kind of narrative.
Yes.
Patton Wright. He's got a smooth game as well. 12 points for Wright. Junior Madut left alone for 3. So Hawaii up 54-39. This isn't exactly out of sight here.
No, it's not over. A couple of threes, a couple of missed shots by the Rainbow Warriors, and this thing could get a little closer.
I think that's why you had that previous timeout called by Aron Ganat. Wanted to make sure that his guys stay engaged here. They got a big matchup potentially on Saturday against UC Santa Barbara, and so you don't want to rest on your laurels here down the stretch, even against a CSUN team that you seem to match up pretty favorably against.
Yeah, you don't want to. This game's not over. I mean, 6:46 is a lot of time. All it takes is a couple of missed shots, a couple easy baskets like that, and all of a sudden they get back in this thing. It's a 13-point ball game with 6:30 to go or so, and it's big possession right here for Hawaii.
Yeah, Gray now with 12 to match Patton Wright. Hawaii without a field goal now for almost 5 minutes. DeRosier got blocked by Herrick. Thought it was clean, but they call a foul, and so DeRosier going to go to the free throw line. Christian Gray moments ago.
Well, Christian Gray has been strong with the basketball.
Averaging 5 points, 5 rebounds. The team leader on the boards. He has been very active, going strong to the hoop. What we have seen here from CSUN, the trend has been, you obviously see the effort that they put forth for their head coach, Trent Johnson. But because the numbers are somewhat limited, they don't have the deepest of benches, you start to see them fade a little bit as games go on. It becomes a question, how much is left in the tank for the Matadors in many of these games? Hawaii, by the way, about to head into the double bonus on the next CSUN foul. They'll be shooting 2 shots the rest of the way. Right. Got it to go. The whistle is blown. They have not signaled and one yet, and now they do.
Yes. Great move. That was strong. That was very strong.
DeRosier going to pick up the foul. And in a game where we saw just 4 personal fouls called in the first half, we are seeing many, many more here in this second half, and the crowd did not like that one.
And I'm looking at it again, I understand the crowd, because DeRosier is standing right there. The officials looked at each other, and they were neither one of them wanted to take control, so they just counted the basket and gave one more.
Yeah, I think Aron Ganat's expression said it all as Wright completes the 3-point play.
It's a 12-point ball game, but it's a long way from being over.
I mean, we've seen much worse than that in this game that has not been whistled. And try to get Da Silva down on the block. The cut by McClanahan, and he's going to go to the free throw line. The 10th team foul here in this half called against CSUN, but a good drop off here from Da Silva.
Yeah, Da Silva, just the ability for a big to look and throw a good bounce pass right where his teammate is looking for the ball. That was just a great pass. And Javon's got to knock down these free throws.
And that one goes. Flanagan now with 7 points. A couple of assists. A couple of rebounds as well. See what he's done in the Big West Conference. His scoring has ticked up several notches. He continues to shoot the ball the way he is, very selectively from distance. And that'll spread the floor even more favorably for Hawaii. 14-point advantage here for the Bows. Gray got it to go. Christian Gray now with 14.
Christian Gray is making it happen.
That is officially now a new season high for Gray. Previous high was 13, and Noel Coleman with the immediate response. He now has 12.
And Coleman is so good going to the basket with that right hand when he's naturally a left-handed shooter.
There's Gray again. Oh, may have walked with it. No call, and then the foul is committed by De Silva. And that looked like Christian Gray got away with shuffling the feet, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. De Silva picks up his second. And Ron Ganot starting to stress a little bit over there on that Hawaii bench. He would have liked to have seen his team put these Matadors away.
This is actually probably going to be better for this team to now you get their attention in practice. You're not that good, guys. You guys think you're that good. You're not that good. A team comes here, hadn't won 5 games in a row, and you let them stay with you. Well, this is great. This is great for Hawaii, but they still have to win this.
Sure. Yeah. And Christian Gray doing his best to make that difficult.
12-point ball game. This is, I mean, each possession for Hawaii is critical now to get a good look and get something out of an offensive set.
And Silva got it poked away. Christian Gray now season high 16 points. That's one off of his career high, which was set last year when he was still with Fresno State. Deep position here, De Silva. Oh, the Hawaii bench wanted a foul. Here comes Wright, a chance to cut it to 10, maybe even single digits with a 3. Atten Wright goes right to the hoop. Okereke can't hit the putback. Gets his hands again on the glass and puts it up and in. Wow, that was hard earned by Fidelis Okereke.
10-point ball game, buddy.
4 minutes to play. And what can be described as a gutsy effort by these CSUN Matadors to just kind of hang in there against the Rainbows.
He's been aggressive. He's been offense-minded. And he's been delivering for them. Brought it back now. It's a 10-point ball game for the Rainbow Warriors. This is not over. But Hawaii can reestablish control if they can just run something out of their offensive set.
Dude behind the defense, finishes reverse. Hawaii back up a dozen. Largest lead for the Rainbows was 20. They led 53-33 earlier in this half. Wright got fouled. I think this is going to go to Coleman. And that's his third. 18 fouls here for Hawaii, so 2 Hawaii fouls away from CSUN entering the double bonus. And this is what Trent Johnson wants to see, right? The clock frozen.
And trying to get into this lead.
And your 89% free throw shooter at the line.
He's got a nice little stroke.
Trent Johnson contemplating perhaps if he had full complement of his roster Darius Brown II, who, by the way, had a triple-double against Hawaii last year.
He's missed.
Well, speaking of missed, Atten Wright, a rare miss from the free throw line. Pass by McClanahan. Deflected away. He gets it back. Finds Coleman. No. DeRosier! The follow!
That is just what Jerome DeRosier does right there. Just come down and make a huge play when they need it.
Well, Hardy right back at you. Jerome DeRosier, you see the numbers. 7.7 rebounds. That was a biggie moments ago. What are you trying to put the Matadors away? And a defensive foul going to go against Okereke. And that's going to result in 2 free throws here for Bernardo da Silva, who's still just 1 rebound away from logging that double-double. See number 4 against Okereke.
And if you're Trent Johnson, I know it's frustrating. You're down, you don't have a couple horses, but man, your guys are playing hard for you. And you got to feel good about that. But they have not given up. They have not thrown in the towel. That is excellent that they continue to battle. And
this building February 12th. And that could prove to be a biggie.
Yeah. It's Valentine's Day weekend.
That's right.
You know that, huh? I'm just reminding you.
You already got the wheels turning.
Oh, absolutely.
You are such a Casanova. Good roll there for Bernardo. Two and a half minutes to play. Hardy for 3. Got it to go. CSUN back within 10. And just refused to pack it up just yet. Hawaii with the heavy advantage for sure, but Matadors not quite foul as Coleman misses. There's Jerome DeRosier.
Once again, it's like Superman.
His timing is impeccable.
Yeah, it is.
Comes up with big rebound after big rebound. 7 seconds to shoot. Here's Coleman. Going to look to do something with it. On the drive, got stripped by Wright. It goes out of bounds. 1 second on the shot clock here for Hawaii. Good defensive play there by Atten Wright. Silva blocked by Okereke. It's going to be a shot clock violation. And so the Matadors with a chance to cut this down to single digits. Again, the largest lead for Hawaii was 20.
What an effort by the CSUN. They're playing hard. And again, I like this for the Rainbow Warriors. The fact that they're having to face a little adversity.
Herrick for 3. Put it long there. Rebound chased down by Madut. Now Hawaii will take its time on this possession. And they get it to Bernardo. He's been the main man tonight. 19 points, 9 boards for Bernardo. Here is Junior for 3. Rebound Gray. Last ditch effort here for CSUN. Atten Wright, tough fadeaway. Got it to go. That's 18 now for Wright. Had a 28-point game against Portland State back in December. This guy can light it up. Game.
Yeah, they're connected. They're in it. They are committed to it. Now the Rainbow Warriors have to execute out of bounds with full-court pressure.
And foul committed by Atten Wright. So the strategy applied here, they're going to start fouling here still with 51 seconds to go.
Rainbow Warriors knock down free throws. This game will be over.
Oh, and these are all 2-shot trips here because Hawaii's in the double bonus. So what do you think about that strategy?
You're just hopeful that they won't shoot free throws well. If they make 1 out of 2, then you're in it if you can come down and knock threes out. But Hawaii should win this without a doubt. And you got to make sure who you're fouling also to send to the line. You might not want to put Coleman on the free throw line.
A couple of cool ones there for Noel Coleman. Hawaii now 15 of 17 from the free throw line. How about that triple by Hardy? He's got 10, third player in double figures for CSUN, and then the foul is committed against Javon McClanahan. And CSUN with that 3 by Hardy, they get to 61, so the first team in 5 games to score over 60 against Hawaii. So that streak is powered. McClanahan, 67% free throw shooter here this season. 2 for 2 so far in this one. Some clutch free throws here down the stretch.
Yeah, big time free throws. And again, this is very good for Hawaii to face some different situations and have to go to the line, have to take care of the basketball, have to knock down free throws. All this will pay dividends as the season goes on, especially when you get close to the Big West tournament.
Hawaii 17 of 19 from the charity stripe. Okereke gets the offensive board. Atten Wright drops it off to Gray. Blocked by De Silva. Okereke cleans up the mess, though. And the differential is 7. And Herrick commits the foul. And you look at this lineup on the floor for Hawaii, Artie, and this is a pretty strong free throw shooting 5 out on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, there aren't a lot of weaknesses as far as if you're CSUN, you're thinking about who to foul.
Yeah, you
pick your poison.
Yeah, you don't have many choices, at least with the guys who've been on the floor.
This guy might be the best of the bunch, 80% from the line this year, Junior Madut.
Yeah,
1 of 2 there.
You gotta make them when it matters.
And right, too strong. Got it back, but De Silva knocks it away. And Madut is fouled. And now the crowd's starting to feel a little more comfy with 16 seconds to go. Hawaii up 8.
Yeah, it's over for the most part. But Bernardo De Silva, what a game he's had. Doesn't get that double-double, though.
Well, at least not yet.
I bet you he'd give up that block for another rebound.
You'd have to ask him. Madut misses.
Let's watch Bernardo. Just long. He's just long. He doesn't even have to jump because he's so long.
Well, Bernardo will not get that double-double, at least according to the stats we have at our display. 19 points, 9 boards. He subs out. Several subs in for Hawaii, including Bion Riley, Jaka Provodnik, Zornet back on the floor, and Mate Trolina in the game. A strong ovation for that last group for Hawaii. As well to finish the deal here against the spirited CSUN squad, as Hardy adds to his total. 9 seconds to play, 7-point advantage for Hawaii. Are they going to foul? Looks like CSUN will call it a game. And so the Rainbow Warriors keep pace with Cal State Fullerton atop the Big West Conference standings at 5-0, and the streak extends to 6 straight